Based on the results of the last Nevis Island Assembly elections, Premier Mark Brantley should make this his last term as Premier and leader of the Concerned Citizens Movement, the CCM, according to political analyst Peter Wickham. However, Mr. Wickham does not believe Mr. Brantley is inclined to step down after his term in office.
The assessments of Mark Brantley's leadership have been, certainly for me, have been disappointing. I had expectations of him not only at the local but at the federal level, and he achieved some distinction by serving at both levels with some distinction, and I think that is noteworthy. Against the background, there have been these disappointments in terms of the fact that ultimately he was one of the people who broke up the team unity arrangement. It has not paid dividends for him at the local level, and now you're looking at a person who is essentially a wounded premier who will continue to soldier on, and I believe he will, because I think that at the root of it, you're dealing with a personality that is not convinced that he is not good for the politics of Nevis, and he will soldier on in that regard. My feeling is that he had an opportunity. He hasn't been able to make good on it, and I don't see him being the future of local politics within Nevis. And I certainly don't believe that anyone is going to trust him at the federal level in a hurry either. So personally, if I were him, I would look to alternative opportunities, especially as you do have the benefit of being one of few persons who sat in the chair of premier, and one of the few persons who sat in the chair of premier that also held ministerial office and achieved some distinction at the federal level. So from those two perspectives, I would say that he has done reasonably well and could consider an early retirement and perhaps go back to his lucrative private practice.
Mr. Wickham was asked whether he thought there was anyone else in the party who could succeed Mr. Brantley.
I don't see anyone else within the CCM now emerging as a potential leader, not once he's in the chair. So it will be almost like the old conversation that we have with Vance Amory, where there was a star, which was Mark Brantley, and it took a while for that person to be able to come to the fore. So similarly, especially as the star hasn't yet been identified, I don't believe that person will come to the fore in a hurry.
Though the CCM won the December 2022 Nevis Island Assembly elections, the results marked a swing against the party as they won by a smaller margin. With the opposition Nevis Reformation Party winning 2 seats, the CCM only has a 1-seat majority in the Nevis Island Assembly. The NRP is contesting the results in 2 of the seats, alleging electoral irregularities. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.